Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of Cover Ups. I've done a few episodes in the past. This was a few months ago, but this is something in this video that I want to cover that is, it's really interesting stuff, honestly. Um, and the first thing we're going to talk about are the brand new computerized chips that they are implanting in people in major corporations. They're saying it's for security reasons and to identify if something happens to you, but I completely disagree with that because with these computer chips, they not only know where you are and what your health is, but they can also basically identify what you're doing. They can spy on you basically when they inject and implant this chip into your skin. Um, they're saying it's to identify people for health reasons and things like that if there's like a major disaster and things like that. But it's been proven, and a lot of people feel like they're really trying to spy on everybody and figure out what people are up to. And so what I want to discuss is how are they even allowed to do this? Um, isn't there something in our country that was founded on privacy, the Privacy Act? And so my concern is if this continues, that means that every time that you get a job or you get sent to the doctor or something like that, we don't really know what they're giving us in our medications and our shots. I would think it would make more sense for all of you guys to do research before you just let people in doctors' offices inject you with medication and give you pills without really doing the research, because a lot of this stuff can cause death and other things to happen in your own body. Um, and that's why people need to think very, very carefully about what they are letting doctors do. Um, that's the first thing I want to just talk about, is that that's really crazy that they're doing this, that they're making people have these chips basically put into their skin to know exactly what everybody's up to. And I think that that is a huge invasion of privacy. And boy, I mean, I just never thought that this would ever happen in a million years, but it is, and it's scary. Um, and then we have lawsuits right now that are going on for privacy as well, because um, several government agencies are demanding that websites give them personal information, email addresses, screen names, um, addresses, phone numbers of people who work for different websites that the government apparently you know doesn't necessarily agree with the content, um, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense either, because this is a free country. Why are we not allowed to speak our own mind and have our own views and opinions? That doesn't make any sense at all either. Um, Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was the whole Son of Sam thing. Um, they're discovering now that that was not the truth. He was not responsible for all of those murders. Um, there are several other people who were involved in this. Um, there's a guy called John Carr and Michael Carr who also were involved in this satanic cult that David Berkowitz was involved in. Um, and they're finding out now that he was not really responsible for all of these murders in the 70s. This cult was. And John Carr, before he was killed in a car accident, or quote unquote a car accident, I don't believe that he was actually killed in a car accident. I think he was murdered, if you want my opinion. Um, because he told the truth when he was investigated by the FBI. He pretty much said, yes, I'm a part of this cult. David Berkowitz is part of this cult. You know, we are responsible for the Son of Sam murders in the 1970s, and this was in 1980. I think it was 86. 86 was when he was interviewed, um, and it wasn't more than 2 years later, and he's just wiped off the face of the planet, and nobody knows what happened to him. The same thing with his brother too. His brother was also just vanished and never found. They never found a body or anything. Um, so I guess what I want to ask is, who out there believes that this was a conspiracy and that this was a cover up? Me, bingo. Because there's no way that David Berkowitz, who was a fat slob, pardon the expression,